Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we got the part 2 game, or part 2 of the match between OP06 Yamato and RP Luffy. I think Chase wanted to give it another shot against the aggro Yamato. So let's see if he's able to withstand the double attack this time around. So this time Chase goes first, denying the swings from Yamato early on, and on the 2 Dawn turn doesn't look like Jason has anything to do, and so he passes back to the RP Luffy, swinging in 9 at lead. I think he probably just didn't have any bodies to play out, and so he's trying to be as aggressive as he can early on, and then Jason answers back with a 9k swing into Luffy, not being able to counter that, basically just mirroring what happened the last match. But yeah, Luffy really struggling in this matchup just because Yamato is able to have so much pressure early game, especially against the low life leaders. She's already really strong against the 4 life leaders, so Luffy being at 3 life makes it feel even worse. And so Chase plays the Nami out here. Nami hopefully finding him another counter, and it does, adding a rad beam to hand and swinging in 6 at life. So with that rad beam, it's able to protect him from an Onami swing, so at least he won't be too threatened here. I think Jason is contemplating whether to develop a body or to just swing heavy, but in this matchup I think it might be in his best interest. I see the Ezo in his hand to actually tap down that Bond Clay, and he does, and 5 into the Bond Clay actually connects. There's no reason that Chase would want to counter out of that, so Jason passes here with 3 Dawn available. The cool thing about this Yamato build is that she does have some events that cost Dawn, so leaving Dawn up can mean that he can still use those as triggers counter, and they are no longer bricks in his hand. So Chase playing out the blocker law this time around. Luckily for him, he pulled out a Hody out of Jason's hand. Hody Jones being a very, very strong card against decks that rely on events, but looks like Jason has another Hody Jones that he is prepared to use in the following turns. So this is a very very unfortunate trigger coming out of life for Chase, swinging 6 ad lead, thinking that he was safe behind his Trafalgar Law blocker, but it actually gets popped by the Onami trigger. And so here I think Chase is pretty much on the ropes, and Jason just flooding board so that he can pressure for lethal next turn. So with 5 Dawn available, I don't think Hody Jones is ever the right play here. So the Ohm Holly combo comes down, and he probably is just going to swing 8 into leader, getting some counter out of Chase's hand here. He knows that Chase has 1 rad beam at least, but instead he's just able to counter out. It's not having to use that, but Ezo getting an extra swing in there, forcing Chase to use more counter. And it's not really looking good for next turn because we do know that Jason has the Hody in hand. He probably should be able to close out in one of the next upcoming turns. And so Chase plays down the kid here, boosting his leader up to 7k. I think the right play here is to actually just leave all 4 Dawn up, just because if Jason does have Hody, Chase should make sure that even if he taps 2 of the Dawn down, he will still have Dawn to use, and that's exactly what he does here. So Chase with at a 7k leader. I wonder if Jason's gonna go for it anyways, just because he does have a lot of swings to work with, and Ohm being at 6k makes it easier for him to push for lethal here. So he actually does go for it. He taps down 2 of the Dawn, but Chase still has 2 Dawn to work with, swinging in 7 at leader, and just seeing what counter he can get out of hand here. Should be an easy 1k counter if Chase has it, but he actually takes these 7k swings, so I think this is a good indicator for Jason to go full throttle into life. And so he goes for another 7 with Yamato. Having to use a rad beam for 7 is just basically game over, because it shows that he has no counter in hand, and he actually was hella bricked up. You can see the 2 9beards in there, and Yamato actually just dominating this matchup. So thank you guys for tuning in again, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.